Hello everyone, welcome to the video on a computer network. In this video, we will be learning on what do you mean by a computer network and what are the advantages of a computer network. So let's begin with what is computer network. When a set of computers which are present in different locations are connected to each other in such a way that they can exchange information or they're sharing the hardware resources like printers, scanners, etc., then we call it as a computer network. Not only the hardware resources, the computer network can be used to share the software resources like application software, some data files, etc. The next part here we are having is advantages of computer network. The first advantage that we are going to see is hardware sharing. Now to understand this hardware sharing, let us take an example of a school or a college with a computer lab which has around 20 computers. The students here are needed to take the printouts after the completion of each and every assignment. So it will be very expensive for the organization to install printer to each and every computer. Instead, what they can do is they can bring all the computers and one printer into the network. Now, as the printer is in the network, all the 20 computers can share the same printer. By doing so, you will be saving the cost of multiple printers. Bringing the printer into the network will be cost effective for the organization. The next advantage that we are going to learn is the software sharing. Now to understand software sharing, let us take an example of some proprietary softwares which are expensive and they come with a permission of installing on only one or two computers. So for any organization, it will be very expensive to buy multiple copies of the same software or buy the permission to install the same software on multiple computers. So to overcome this problem, what can be done is the software can be installed on only one computer in the network, and the computer on which this software is installed, this will be called as the server computer. And all the other computers in the network, which will be known as the client computers, they can share the software from the server computer. By doing so, it will be cost effective for the organization. The next advantage that we are having over here is efficiency of hardware and software resources. In the previous part, we have seen how the software sharing and hardware sharing are effective. Because of the sharing of hardware and software over the network, the hardware and the software will be installed at a single point in the network. So if you want to do any kind of changes or modifications to anything, that it may be a hardware or a software, then it can be done at one single point only. And the modification that is being done will be applicable to all the computers in the network. By doing so, it saves a lot of time. The next advantage that we are having over here is redundancy reduction. Redundancy means multiple copies of the same data. To understand this redundancy reduction, let us take an example wherein there is a common data which is to be shared amongst all the employees of an organization. Then this data, what they can do is they can store it centrally and share it over the network. By doing so, they can reduce this redundancy. If there is any data addition or deletion, then it can be done at that single point itself so that all the employees can get the same copy of the data. As the data is present over the computer network, there is no question of multiple copies of the same data. So, by doing so, it reduces the data redundancy. Moving on to the next advantage, it's paper and time saving. To understand this paper and time saving, let us go back to the previous example of employees in an organization where a common data is to be shared amongst all the employees in the organization. So we know that this data will be made available over the computer network. Now, as this data is available over the computer network, there is no need for the employees to take any hard copies of the same data, as it will be available over the computer network and they can access to that particular data at any point of time. So there is no need of generating any hard copies. As there will be no hard copies generated, it saves a lot of paper and also the amount of time required for printing these hard copies. The next advantage we are having over here is internet sharing. Like the way hardware sharing and software sharing can be done, similarly internet sharing can also be done over computer network. Because of internet sharing, there is no need to install internet on each and every single computer in the network. taking a separate internet connection for each computer in any organization will be very expensive. So by internet sharing, all the computers in the network will enjoy the facility of internet over the network. Here, cost of installing internet to individual computers will also be reduced. Moving on towards the last advantage, that is security or security of data. Now we know that all the data that is to be shared over the computer network will be stored on a central computer which is called as the server computer. So if we secure the data on the server computer from maybe hacking or virus attack, then all the corresponding data over the network will automatically be safe. By this, we can protect the data.